Hello, Face Bonkers. It's Mike
and Wendy.
We bring Wendy in. Hey, and we're talking about the See You on the Other Side podcast today, and our newsletter that comes out every Friday morning. You can check that Paranormal Stories newsletter that comes out every Friday morning. OtherSidePodcast.com. Friday morning /subscribe. Paranormal Stories newsletter.
You're echoing.
OtherSidePodcast.com. Right. So Wendy's sharing this particular live video through her Facebook right now. So Wendy's sharing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, today we're going to talk about this week's paranormal song. So we find a paranormal song every week to talk about, and this week we decided on a 9 Inch Nails song. I don't know how you guys feel about 9 Inch Nails. I don't know how I feel about 9 Inch Nails. They're one of my favorites. And I actually had a 9 Inch Nails hat that I wore pretty much every day between 1996 and 1998. But there's a song called Came Back Haunted, and that was from their 2013 album. And so Came Back Haunted, it's kind of, it's a paranormal style song, and every week we talk about a paranormal song. So we're going to bring back Wen. Wen, how you doing?
Hey, I'm here now. Oh. Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had some crazy echoing going on because I was trying to share the thing on Facebook. But yeah, I'm here, and that song is definitely a rocker and a rager.
Wendy, have you seen 9 Inch Nails live?
I've never had the fortune of seeing them live. I've always wanted to, but haven't yet.
Right. No, I haven't had a chance to either. One time they came to Milwaukee, and this is the biggest time they came to Milwaukee was when they were monstrous on what was the name of it? Come on, the big album, Downward Spiral.
Have you seen what?
On the Downward Spiral album, they came to Milwaukee, and Marilyn Manson was the opener.
Amazing.
Like Pop Will Eat Itself, Marilyn Manson, and 9 Inch Nails, and it was the Bradley Center, and I couldn't go because I had like a calculus test the next day.
Oh, man.
And calculus was the subject that I was just completely stupid in.
Nerd.
Well, so calculus comes easy for some people, not to me. Randy,
are you glad that you sacrificed that concert for the
calculus test?
Calculus?
Yes, because I ended up getting enough calculus credits to not have to do any math in college.
Nerd.
Nerd. So the paranormal song we're talking about today is "I Came Back Haunted" by 9 Inch Nails. And if you guys haven't seen the video for it, the video for it's great. First of all, my favorite part is that it has an epileptic warning right in the beginning.
Yeah, and it's pretty much nightmare-inducing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole strobing thing aside, like it's one of those. Reminds me of the Tool. A lot of the Tool videos with the creepy little like sort of human face kind of flashing in and out, and you're like, "What is that?"
Yeah, totally. No, I can see that, but I like that. But the video is directed by David Lynch.
Yeah, which may explain some of the creepiness.
Yeah, so because David Lynch does things, and when he thinks about filmmaking, he thinks in terms of dreams. So when he makes movies, he doesn't think of them as much as like if the narrative doesn't make sense, David Lynch don't care. David Lynch cares about creating a dream-like state in his movies.
Right.
So that's what he does in his videos too. And I think he directed the video for The Perfect Drug, which The Perfect Drug was Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails' contribution to the soundtrack of the movie Lost Highway by David Lynch. So that's probably where they became buddies.
And what are the other movies, the other David Lynch big famous movies that people would know?
Eraserhead and The Elephant Man, Dune, Blue Velvet. He did a movie called The Straight Story that takes place in Wisconsin, but his daughter lived in Verona for a long time. So.
Oh, really?
So David Lynch would come to visit, like when we were in college in the late 90s, David Lynch would like come to visit. And also David Lynch's daughter directed a movie called Boxing Helena that Misfits wrote a song about, but that's for a different paranormal song discussion.
And he did Twin Peaks too, though, didn't he?
Well, Twin Peaks, that's what I was going to get to, because that's what everybody's talking about now.
Snatched it out from under you.
Twin Peaks is coming back in 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
Yes.
And this is going to be like still like a continuation of the thing, or is it like a remake?
It's going to be a Peak School.
Peak School?
I made that up right now. That's just me talking crap right now. That's going to be.
That's a word that would get a lot of Scrabble points.
It would. Look at me. So yes, it's going to be a Peak School. So yes, it is. It will be a continuation of the story with as many of the same actors as they got back or are still alive from something that happened 25 years ago. But the reason, one of the things I was thinking about with David Lynch was that, connecting these songs to the paranormal news this week, and Came Back Haunted, 9 Inch Nails and everything, is that in Twin Peaks, the movie, so Twin Peaks was a TV show that went for like 1.5 seasons on ABC from 1990 to like 1991. Hey, Mark Ortiz says, hi, Mike. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Mark.
Yes. Hi, Mark.
Melissa Keeler says, nerd alert. Nerd. Ben Alienist says, may the 4th be with you.
Hi, Ben.
Hey, Ben. Right? And also with you. Oh, I'm mixing things up here. Dan Concatelli says he watches Twin Peaks on X Hamster. Dan, I don't know what X Hamster is.
And also a shout out to Randy, who says he has 9-inch toenails.
9-inch toenails, Randy.
That's kind of gross.
So it was a really cool show, and then they made a movie a couple years later called Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. That was not TV friendly, right? So I went to the preview movie when it came out, and it was in Brookfield or something. So we went to go see them. No, I think it was at North Shore, so it was all the way up in your hood, Wendy, when we went to see the Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. And it was on a Tuesday night, and I went with my dad because my dad really liked Twin Peaks. I went with my mother because she won the tickets on the radio, and I went with Brett, our friend Brett, who is also a big Twin Peaks fan. In fact, the theme from Twin Peaks was the song that he played when he walked down the aisle for wedding. So
that's sweet.
But we're in the movie theater, and the Twin Peaks movie is vulgar, and there's nudity, and there's sex and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting next to Brett on one side, my mother on the other, and there's like a whole scene of oral sex.
Oh,
and my mother,
awkward.
And it's not like graphic oral sex. It's not like, it's just, people like under a table or whatever. And my mother, I just overhear her talk to my dad saying, oh God, Bob, we took Jones Boy to this movie. And it just, I'm thinking about that right now, makes me laugh. But Twin Peaks, I know what X Hamster is, Dan. Thank you. Was a joke. But Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, they had a scene where a ghost appears in the camera. And cool. It's a ghost of David Bowie.
Wait, it is?
Yeah, because David Bowie is in Fire Walk With Me. As like a ghost that he disappears and then shows up. So okay. Chris Isaac, the Wicked Game guy, Chris Isaac, he's in Fire Walk With Me too. Yeah, he plays an FBI agent for that's like a half an hour thing that happened a year before Twin Peaks that happens in the movie. Okay, I don't want to spoil it for you. You guys should watch the whole damn thing and then get Showtime. Showtime at least has 2 or 3 good shows. Get Showtime to watch the actual stuff when it comes out in a couple weeks. But, all right. So David Bowie's ghost shows up in a camera and then walks around and disappears. So what was the big news this week? The ghost picture of a young girl on a trail in a small New York town. Wendy, did you see that picture at all?
Yes, I did.
Right. I saw it on my Facebook feed 30 times shared.
It was like a surveillance camera, wasn't it, that they said they had on the property because they were trying to track animals or something?
Right. So here's the USA Today story of it. Okay. A trail cam in upstate New York, a blurry black and white image of a young girl walking through the woods. And now locals are wondering, is the youngster a present-day person or a ghost from the past? And, of course, people's reaction, like the local paranormal groups, are like, it's a spirit.
Clearly it's a ghost.
But if you look at the picture, and because we can't do a screen share on BeLive yet, I am going to I think I can post
Print
this.
it out and then hold up the printout.
I'm gonna post it. I'm posting the USA Today link right here. Oh,
Ew.
nobody's gonna write that link into their stuff.
Yeah.
I
Just
can
if you Google like ghost picture New York or something. I'm sure you can find it.
I can comment on Facebook. So I put it's in the thread.
There you go. But you can also join our newsletter, and you'll see the link in there.
Well, that would be the cooler thing to do. If you are cool, join the See on the Other Side podcast newsletter, where we find 5 awesome stories every week, as well as finding a cool paranormal song that you guys might not have heard before. Like most people have heard "Came Back Haunted" if they're Nine Inch Nails fans. But we try to find songs that you may have not have heard, or non-mainstream songs, and put them into the newsletter every single week. Like last week, Wendy, you selected a real B-side from the Smashing Peas.
Well, not that much of a B-side.
Well, it was if you didn't own Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, you wouldn't have heard that song.
They didn't play it on the radio?
No, I never heard that song already. So, what do I know? Okay.
Yeah, no, that was definitely not like the most mainstream of songs, I realize, but yeah. But Nine Inch Nails ties in nicely with that era of music.
OtherSidePodcast.com/subscribe. Hold on, I'm also going to put that into the.
Oh yeah, because if you subscribe, if you subscribe, then every week we'll send you to the top 5 paranormal news stories of the week, which Mike is really good at finding all the cool stuff.
I got my nose to the ghost stone.
You are. You're like on it, man. You find so many more stories than I do. It's crazy.
But also, you get a link to a Sunspot song every week, where the new songs that we eventually take to the studio and rock and roll, we put them in our podcast, See on the Other Side, as well.
That's right.
And we talk about interesting things every week. This week we talked about the paranormal stories from the cast and crew of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Are you going? I mean, there's a lot of people out probably right now watching it because tonight's the night, isn't it?
Thursday at midnight. I forgot that it was Thursday all of a sudden. Hey, when you're a rock star, the days blend into each other because you don't care.
They just all days ending in Y.
Right. And it's all days where you're broke. Okay, so now if you guys have clicked on this USA Today link that I put in the stuff, it's a black and white camera. So it's Cambridge, New York, which is about 40 miles northwest of the state capital, Albany. I've never been to Albany.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah. Like, I think I've only been to, like, New York City and Rochester in New York, and that's about it. But I'm sure the rest of the state is absolutely beautiful. But the thing is, like, people were saying it was a ghost because it's a black and white, and they catch it, like, it looks like a girl walking in the woods. But, Wendy, are you looking at the picture right now?
Yeah.
I also think it just might be a chick who's walking through the woods.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, really clear, you know? Like, it's, but didn't they say that they, like, they're contacting the family that used to live there or something to see if it was related to anyone who might, like, be able to recognize the girl? Because that would be cool.
Well, so they did that, and they put that up. And they did say if anybody knows who was walking through, because people, the local paranormal group started saying, "Oh my God, there's a ghost in the woods," and they were connecting it to a nearby a car accident victim ghost.
Oh, that's kind of scary and sad.
And
or just another weeknight.
Whoa! Hey, what's happening? Just another weeknight over there.
That was an ad that popped up when I tried to click the picture.
On USA Today, yeah.
Sorry about that. It was just another Viagra ad, which just every article.
Yeah, I think the people on the internet know what we buy. The fact is, if they thought you were going to buy Viagra, Wendy,
it's confusing.
There was, I'm sorry, it was a girl who was hit and killed on the train tracks that used to run through the area, and that was according to local news website NewYorkUpstate.com. But there's no, of course, newspaper article linked to. There's no newspaper article linked to like the girl who got killed in the train tracks. Hey, Bob Wadler says hi, you guys. Rob Peel says
Hi.
something. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Mark Ortiz, any chance you two heading up to the Michigan Paracon in August?
Is that the Upper Peninsula one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm planning on.
That's the plan right now, to head up to the Upper Michigan Paragon and partying up in the UP.
That sounds awesome.
Youping
I'm
it up.
assuming you'll be there, Mark.
I hope to meet you guys in person.
The other serious ghost hunters.
Yeah, you got to be serious up north.
Well, if you're going to invest the time to drive that far north, you are clearly serious about what you're doing here, right?
Yeah, because you're basically Canadian at that point.
Okay, well, also it says that the police got a call from a man claiming that he's the little girl's grandfather. And he says, I don't want to give a name until we verify it, but it's a local businessman in southern Washington County who says around the time frame that the picture was taken, he and his granddaughter were walking a four-wheeler path. So that would definitely debunk it. But, I mean, I'd like to see an actual picture.
Yeah, I want to see the comparison. But at the same time, the picture doesn't look that much like a ghost.
No, it just looks like a kid.
Right. She was really transparent and was like hung and like blood coming from her eyes.
Through the woods, too.
Yeah. Well, that's the happy ghost.
She's wearing like a sweatshirt and jeans. You know, she's not wearing like old-fashioned period attire or something like that.
She doesn't look like a girl who just got hit by a train. Let's say, and I know how they look, and it's not like that.
Say hi to Vic. What's up,
hey,
Vic?
What's
and
up,
Rick, yes, we do like to do a little ghost hunting from time to time.
Yes,
we love to read about ghost hunting and watch other people do it.
But we like to visit if we could. Bob, the stories I can tell you. Well, Bob, we're going to have to talk to you.
Ooh, yeah, we like stories.
Get together and share some ghost stories together. Also, this is a quick plug. If you guys have not been on the Madison Ghost Tour yet, www.madisonghostwalks.com. This Saturday night, we're doing a ghost tour at 7:30. And the lovely Lisa, ghost host, is going to be running it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
She's the awesomest.
And so you can check that out. And if you are in Minnesota, the Minneapolis Ghost Tour kicks off on May 13th, with St. Paul following soon after on May 19th. So there's lots of Midwest ghost fun that you can
And don't forget to check out the Waukesha one, too, when you get a chance.
Waukesha is going to be happening this summer as well. In addition to hopefully some other cities, but we'll see when we get there because we just keep on working and keep on doing stuff. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Came Back Haunted by Nine Inch Nails, that's our paranormal song of the week, and it's going to be featured, a quick link in the newsletter, othersidepodcast.com/subscribe.
You got to fix that. There's some missing letters in your...
Oh my! I rubbed my hand against it. I think. Okay, I'm gonna.
Also, don't watch the video for that right before you go to bed because it's terrifying. You might have nightmares. If that kind of thing gives you nightmares.
Right, and if you like David Lynch's kind of surreal, dreamlike filmmaking, that's an awesome thing. And Nine Inch Nails, maybe Trent will do some new music for the Twin Peaks show. I'm kind of hoping on that. That starts.
That would be great.
When we were at South by in Austin a couple weeks ago, last month, that was on all of the sides of the buses were Twin Peaks, like ads.
All right. Yeah.
So that's advertising the return to Twin Peaks coming up, and that'll be fun. So the ghost footage in the Twin Peaks movie of someone walking up to a camera, a ghost, a David Bowie ghost, a young girl in New York this week. Could she be a ghost? The answer is no.
You don't think so? I want to see the picture of the girl that the grandpa claims, it is. I want to see, because then we'd have evidence. We'd know for sure. It would settle the case. Because otherwise, the police might just be like, all right, let's just quit this frenzy. Like, everyone's talking about it. It's on,
right,
everywhere. But just show us the picture of the girl. You don't have to identify her. Just show the picture. We can do a little side by side and be like, okay, that's not a ghost. That's a living human. Done deal.
But what I'm amazed at is the fact that we don't even look for Like the internet right now, it doesn't even look for kinds of different footage of ghosts. It doesn't even, could be real or it's transparent or anything. They see a black and white weird picture, and the first thing like a blog does is be like ghost photo.
Right, like they
out,
state it definitively as if it's a fact. Like, yep, that's a ghost.
Post
really?
my ghost photo on Insta right away, and you're like, oh, come on.
Well, the other thing is the girl that was hit by the train, who people think it might be her ghost.
Right.
Is there not a picture or a description of her anywhere?
No, there's nothing on the girl hit by. It's just a local rumor of someone hit by a train.
So it's fake, probably, because
Yeah.
that would be another way to debunk it. It's just, look and see if it looks like the girl.
Well, that's the whole thing.
And it's not as fun, I admit.
Well, it's funny. It seems like the rest of the world is just finding out about fake news now. Like they're just like, oh, fake news, blah, 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 politics, blah, blah. In the ghost world, we've been thinking about fake news for years. Everything is going to be fake news. Like sometimes it's a good story, and it really is 1 in 100 where you find something that's just inexplicable. Where you're like, there is no explanation. They did some follow-up.
Yeah.
There's no so last week there was some ghost footage that burned through the internet like I want to say like a hot knife through butter, but that's so cheesy. But just like I don't know, like a lit cigarette when you fall asleep in your bed. It burned through the internet, and it was from this TV show Most Haunted in the UK, and they had this footage of a guy walking up the stairs who's transparent or whatever.
Okay.
And they put that on, and it's like, oh my God, we found a recording.
It's a ghost.
Of somebody walking up the stairs, and it's totally a ghost. Except earlier in the episode, they show like the same footage of the actual guy walking up the stairs, and it's the same shot for shot thing. So they just superimposed it, and then dialed back the opacity so he's half, and then have him walking up the stairs again, and they're like, we saw a ghost.
Thank you for the video editing tutorial, Mike. Now we all know how to make ghosts.
Now you know how to make ghosts.
Opacity, everybody.
Right, just dial it back. Don't move the camera.
Bring it down to about 30%.
Anyway, we just wanted to share this with you. We're talking about our newsletter that comes out every single Friday morning, theothersidepodcast.com. See You on the Other Side Podcast is the newsletter that is the podcast that Wendy and I do, where we talk about weird things every week. A lot of times we bring on my sister from Milwaukee Ghosts, who is our she's like a weird encyclopedia, I think is a good way to put her. And when you put a quarter in her, weird facts come out.
Very weird and very interesting and very well researched.
And so we have this podcast that we do every single week, and we also write songs for each podcast, and that becomes part of the new Sunspot show. So if you're enjoying a lot of the music and things we do, subscribe to the newsletter and check out the podcast when they come out. And it's a lot of fun. Right. And if you're so compelled, we do have a Patreon, and that's that's a chance for you to appreciate, to share your appreciation in a format that could be as little as a cup of coffee a day. I think that's how they say when it used to be like the Christian Children's Fund, when they would show like the kids with the fly in their eye or whatever, and it'd be like, you can help this child eat for a cup of coffee a day. You can do that for us too.
Now coffee is so much more expensive.
It is. A cup of coffee a day is like $150 a month if you go to Starbucks.
Everybody's getting like unicorn frappuccinos and stuff, like fancy stuff.
I don't know what a unicorn frappuccino is.
At Starbucks. You didn't hear about that?
No, I haven't gone to Starbucks in forever.
No, it's been all over the internet. You've been too busy with your nose and all the paranormal stories. You missed out on it.
My nose up the ghost stone. Okay. We're going to roll. Thanks everybody who stopped by, and then everybody watching this on YouTube, either later or visiting from the See on This Side newsletter. We love you, and kisses, and we will see you guys on the other side.
Have a great weekend.